In our Bible hour this week, we were working through Matthew 9 and 10 and Romans 10. The whole thing was talking about the doctrine of evangelism and how we are to share the gospel, actually commanded to share the gospel through the Great Commission. Reminded me of a time back when I was in college, and during the summer I worked for a church camp, actually a junior high church camp, and we were able to go and to different classes, and one of the classes was led by a missionary that week. I can't even remember what mission it was, but the missionary began the class with having us get a sheet of paper that allowed us to number from 1 to 10. As I'm working with these junior high boys, as their dorm dad wasn't really focusing too much on what the missionary said, but kind of following along, trying to help these guys to stay focused. The missionary told us that we were to think of 10 people that we would invite to our birthday party. The only exceptions were that they couldn't be somebody that lived within our immediate household. So just like everybody else in the room was doing, I listed my 10 people. After that, the missionary had said that we wanted to cross off any name of someone that we knew that was a believer, follower of Jesus Christ. So I marked off all of the names that I thought were Christians. Then he went on to say, circle any names that you didn't cross off. So number 10 on my list was the name of someone that I knew wasn't a follower of Jesus. As I'm helping the other boys to stay focused, it was only after that the missionary told us that the people that we had circled on our list were people that God had placed us in their lives. For one of the reasons was to share the gospel. It was something that kind of hit me. I only had one name on the bottom of my list, number 10. And I'd never really thought of the fact that God had placed me in that friend's life to share the gospel. It made a huge impact on me, one that's actually lasted for years, more than 30 years. What I find interesting about it is that I've continually prayed for that individual. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure if they've ever come to a saving faith in Jesus Christ. But what I have found out is that by being intentional, by praying for that individual, God has allowed me to preach the gospel and proclaim the gospel to multiple people that were in connection with him. And many of those being able to see to come to a true saving faith in Christ. The whole idea behind it, what's impressed most on me, is never stop giving up praying for those people who haven't had a saving relationship with Jesus Christ. You may pray a lifetime, more than 30 years, but you'll never know that praying for them, how that will allow you to intentionally pray about and speak the gospel to people around them. So if you grow discouraged in praying for those people who are not believers, don't give up. You'll never know just how important your prayers are and how intentional we are when we proclaim the gospel. So if you make your list and put your 10 names and you cross off every single one of those names, and you're not rubbing shoulders with people outside of Christ that you wouldn't know close enough to invite them to a birthday party, maybe that's something you need to consider and think about. We always want to be able to reach out to people and build relationships with people, and in doing so, share the gospel with them. And if you don't know anybody in your current circle that's outside of Christ, perhaps maybe that's something that we should think about and pray about.